People ask me all the time, hey, Ed, are you still a private investigator? I sure am. Go to emailrevealer.com. We handle adoption investigations, infidelity investigations, where you give us your spouse's email address. We trace it back to online dating websites, catch them cheating online. Email tracing, locate or identify somebody from as little as an anonymous email address. Someone owe you money? Back child support? We can find that deadbeat, locate his hidden assets, locate his hidden bank accounts, find his current place of employment, and even assist you in obtaining a judgment and recover that judgment for you. Emailrevealer.com, digital forensics, computer forensics, cell phone forensics, recover deleted text messages, create a report that you can use in court. Emailrevealer.com, 800-572-9762. The Opperman Report is brought to you by Aquadam.net. You can give them a call at 707-764-2119. A flooded home is never easy to deal with. You're left with the mess to clean up, the insurance companies to deal with, and not to mention all the memories, the precious memories that are lost in the flood. You can never replace those. And Aquadam can be a tool in your arsenal to protect your home and property from the floodwaters. The cofferdam is filled with water to control water and is reusable as long as it's taken care of. It can protect your home or business from rising floodwaters like a dam, but without the beavers. It can also be used in construction. If you need an area to be dewatered, an Aquadam can do the job. An Aquadam was used at SeaWorld in Orlando for the Mako roller coaster ride during the coaster's construction by dewatering the work area. An Aquadam is now dewatering the work area at San Antonio SeaWorld for their newest roller coaster ride. An Aquadam has been used in many construction projects all around the U.S. and all around the world. Now give Aquadam a call, 707-764-2119. You can look them up online at aquadam.net. You can find them on Facebook at Aquadam Inc. You call them up, you email them, you tell them Ed Opperman sent you, and they're going to take 10% off the price. Aquadam.net, 707-764-2119.
It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the Opperman Report, and happy Thanksgiving. Today is Friday. Friday? What? Yeah, Friday, 11th, November 25th, 2022. Ooh, time flies. This year's just going by so quick. So the name of the show is The Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator, Ed Opperman. I'm the guy with the mic. Then what do you got? If you like the show, there's like 5 or 6 brand new shows on Patreon. There's a lot of exclusive stuff we put up on Patreon. One is an interview I did with Mr. Lowney about Lord Mountbatten and the newest witness against Mountbatten, Andrew Lowney. Andrew Loney. It's Andrew Loney. It was a big shot, by the way. You know, this guy's like a serious author and reporter. Went to Cambridge. And then we put up it's exclusive for now. I'm going to play it tonight. We did an interview with Casey Gain McGowan, because he's got a new podcast. It's out on the Casey Gain YouTube channel. And so we did a nice interview with him. So that's up there right now in the $5 section, exclusive, with no ads. So if you want to listen to it now, you get it in advance. Or you could listen to it yesterday if I would have posted it. Okay. But it's been up there for a couple of days available. And the Mountbatten thing, that's I think going to be totally exclusive to Patreon. But got a lot of new content up on Patreon, so really would love to get some support around here. Pretend I just showed up. Pretend I'm a brand new show. Okay, we got Jerry Marzinski on there too. He's the guy about the psychotics, hearing voices, ad-free show. BZ Douglas. Oh, then this is a brand new show too. Let me see. Yeah. Is it? I think it is. It's a brand new show too. And then Casey Gain, Inside the CIA Secret War of Jamaica, and Reality Theory. His new podcast is called the Reality Theory Podcast. Then a show about the Hunt, Gather, Parent, which is one of my favorite shows. That's ad-free up there. Then the Lord Mountbatten show. And then, another show with Megan Walsh, John Walsh's daughter. And, then the one with the playground, a childhood lost inside the Playboy Mansion, which we go over all the stuff about the tunnels under the mansion. This kid grew up on the property. After I interviewed her, they did a whole series about Playboy Mansion and stuff like that, and she was participated in that, and everybody was all excited to hear that on Netflix. When meanwhile, we got way more in my interview. But who am I to complain? I'll just pretend. Oh, by the way, which reminds me, too, SDNY has reopened the Stormy Daniels investigation into Donald Trump. Ever since that special prosecutor was appointed, they've reopened that one as well. Now, that's another completely 100% open and shut case. The source of the funds, he took a deduction. He claimed that settlement money was a... legal fees, okay? And if you listen to the shows we do with Janet Phelan, how we talk about how they do the shenanigans with the second mortgages and HELOCs, that's exactly how they did it. They funneled that money and laundered that money through the... So that's open and shut, too, and that should easily be a conviction now that it's reopened. It seems to me that they might have made a deal with the Trump team saying, hey, listen, if you don't run again, we're not going to charge you with all this stuff. But if you announce you're going to run, we're going to hit you with 1,000 cases. And which is, it's looking to me. But what do I know? If you like our show, sign up to Spreaker.com. Now, if you listen on YouTube, you're pretty much wasting your time. You want to go to Spreaker.com, okay? And you can download the Spreaker app for free to your phone. And then what will happen is, every time I put up a new show, you'll get a notification, and you can listen to the show. You won't ever miss a show, and you'll get the shows live rather than waiting to hear the show. There's a chat room that's way better than the chat room on YouTube. It's much more far intelligent, more people, okay, on Spreaker. And also I do an exclusive live show every Friday night. So that's what you're on Spreaker. And if you want to keep up with what shows are brand new and what shows are repeats, you should sign up to my Instagram, which is Opperman Report. And on the weekends, on Friday nights, every Friday night for the past 9 years, that's when the brand new content goes out, the brand new podcasts go out, and you can listen to them on Spreaker. And if you go to my Instagram, it's up there in the stories, I guess it's called, so you can't miss them. You see which the 3 brand new shows are each week. You can't miss it. It's impossible to mess this up. But, of course, the only way to get all the shows is to sign up on Patreon or move to one of the locations in Nevada or Florida or California or Utah where the shows play on AM/FM radio Monday to Friday. You'd have to move there, okay? And I expect no less. I expect you to move if you have to. Coming up tonight after this, if you really want the shows, I moved. Okay, it wasn't fun. I had to move. Drove cross country, pulling that trailer. I get to Arizona, and I says, "Are my trailer lights working? Are those running lights on? Are those brake lights, are they working?" I pull, because every car's beeping their horn as they go flying by me. These trucks running me over, and I saw that the trailer hitch was installed incorrectly. So the wiring for it, I installed the hitch myself. That was fine, and I didn't even have the proper tools or anything. I just rigged it, man. But it was all that wiring. I went to U-Haul, and they gave them 2 chances, man. They still couldn't do it. Correct the trailer hitch. So coming up after this, we're going to have Casey Gain Magala. And we talk about some good stuff, man, in that show. And it's kind of like a free-flowing conversation. It's one of those good flowing conversations we talk about a lot of time. We even talked about the Hunter Biden laptop. He was unaware of my involvement with that. Then I have another one with Philip Fairbanks, who comes on the show. And we tried to attack this case of Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker. You can listen on YouTube to hear that story when he was hitchhiking and he beat some guy in the head with a hatchet. And then wound up a couple of years later, or not even that much later, like about a year later, wound up in some guy's house. He's flopping on his couch there, and some kind of sexual assault took place, and that guy wound up dead too. So, and then good old Kai, man, thinks he's going to represent himself. He's got like a life sentence or 40 years or something, and I don't know. Good luck to Mr. Kai. Let's see what happens there. Okay, a lot of stuff. I've had. I've had some weird stuff happen this week in relation to good old Dave McGowan. And we're going to be talking about that. It's a kind of a long story. It involves this cult, and also some suspicious behavior back in Nevada with an old friend of mine out there that I've known about 15 years. And then also, too, I have a news story that I've kind of hinted around about it. And it kind of popped up to my attention this week. And I think I'm in a safe spot to tell this story about Michael Jackson. It's some information I've known for quite some time, since I was about 25, about this allegation about what happened one night with Michael Jackson and Christian Brando, Marlon Brando's son, when they were in high school, and they were out driving around partying. So I'm going to tell you that story here. I've heard the story from someone who attended the school with them, and heard the whole story the next day from them. So it's not like them. There's a third party involved, too, but I'm not going to mention him at the moment. So we've had quite an interesting week, okay, I'll say. I've had Thanksgiving, which is always nice. I'm vegan, but I still cook all the fixings, the stuffing and all that stuff, and the gravy. I make vegan gravy, and mashed potatoes and carrots and peas and stuffed mushrooms. I make a nice little feast, So that was very nice. And of course, Vic's up in D.C., and so she had her own little feast up there with her boyfriend and her friends. But I'm going to see her in about 14, 15 days. About 20 days. I'm going to see my little monkey again. I miss her so much. So she's coming back down for Christmas break. But then that'll probably be the last time she'll ever come back here and stay rather than a vacation. Because they still have that apartment in D.C., so in summertime, they'll just stay there. She won't come back for the summer. Maybe for a week or two just to visit, but not like the whole summer like it's always been. So that's it. My kid's grown up. She's off on her own. Doing great. I'm so proud of her. You have no idea. Just one success after another. And just one great opportunity in front of her after another. And she just looks so happy, too, with the new boyfriend and having this apartment. It's such a much better environment than having roommates in a college dorm situation, So really, really happy for Vic. And I think we should all be happy for her, too. She had such a struggle her whole life from 5 years on. We struggled so hard to be together and see each other and just have a normal father-daughter relationship, when fighting tooth and nail. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as she turns 18 and she has to make the choice herself, now she's off on her own. So it's kind of ironic, I guess you say. Hey, so this week we had a really bizarre shooting at a Colorado LGBTQ nightclub. As a matter of fact, the club was called The Q, okay? And it turns out this guy went in there, shot up the joint, and some ex-soldiers disarmed him and then pistol whipped him. And then he got stomped and kicked in the head. You see the marks all over this guy. The guy's really damaged. Now, I'm not sure what happened with the surrender. Did he make it home and surrendered, or he surrendered there at the club? I'm not sure exactly how that worked out. But he surrendered. He survived the surrender. And now he's facing trial. So now we start hearing all these stories about him. How previously, now did I copy and paste this correctly? I did not. But previously he had some charges about a year ago that should have put him on the red flag list where he would be disarmed because he had an incident with his mother, who has a history of her own criminal records and drug addiction and stuff like that and problems there, where he was threatening her with a bomb, an explosive device, and there was a standoff with the police. The neighbors were evacuated. He was taken into custody, and we only know this because of the news reports at the time. So when there's this news report comes up, right, hey, that's this fellow here is being arrested and identified for this shooting at this nightclub, there's